Retirement's often seen as a time to fully step away from employment. But what are those other alternatives to just fully retiring? So those are questions to ask when you get ready to retire. Is it more suitable for you to have a part-time employment? Let's get into that a little bit. So many people are choosing a path that allows continued engagement. And even if you're taking Social Security full-time, you have about $23,400 above that income that you're receiving in order to have a part-time employment or something like that. So there's a lot of remote work available. Even if you wanted to travel a lot, you could work remotely as well and just work a couple days or a couple hours a week, and even while you're in the Bahamas or something like that. So that's a great idea to think about. And then there's also something called a phased retirement. So if you have a skilled, if you're skilled in a specific trade that you've been doing for about 30, 40 years, and you have a new colleague taking over that job, they might not have that time under their belt. So you could be a mentor to that person and step away a little bit and be able to just work part-time and be able to maybe go play pickleball with your friends in the afternoon, if that works out. And so that's another thing maybe you could talk to your employer about, or if you own your own business, that could be a business model you could talk to them about doing. So there's also freelance and consulting work. So if you wanted to just pick out specific jobs, that's also an option to think about. I know that my father-in-law, that's what he does. He retired recently, I think it was about a year ago, and he just picks and chooses the jobs that he wants to do and in his skilled work, and then he goes and golfs in the villages in Florida for 3 months. So that works out great for him, and it also creates a little extra income to do so. And then there's also volunteer work. I know that here in the Traverse City office, we had a client come in and she was questioning whether or not she had time to volunteer at like a local animal hospital or even a humane society like she's always wanted to do. And now that she's in retirement, she was able to do some of those things and drop off blankets and maybe spend some time with the dogs that she really wanted to. And it ended up turning into like a part-time employment for her, and she was able to make a little side cash as well. So that worked out wonderful for that individual. And every time she comes in, I can see how much happier she is and how excited she is to be experiencing what she's always wanted to do. And then there's also something that I was thinking about when I was talking to another individual. It was another client that came in, and she was saying that she started an Etsy business. It was a small business, and it was good for her crocheting that she liked to do. Like she liked to make blankets and little hats and stuff like that. And it was it can be as small and as big as you want. So she just had a small scale little side business, couple hours a week, and it worked out perfectly for her because it helped give her a creative outlet, and then it gave her a little side cash on that, side cash as well. And then there's another thing that my mom actually personally was doing. She has been a medical biller for years. She's always wanted to get into the interior design world. So what she's done, now that she's in retirement, she was able to get into that interior design, start going to school for that. And not only does she get fulfillment from that, but she doesn't need to necessarily use that to go to work or anything like that. Or maybe she could do specific jobs on the side if she'd like to. But it's fulfilling for her, and she's just so happy about it and excited every time I talk to her. So that's also an option to keep yourself mentally strong and create maybe some friends, new friends, stuff like that. So there are many alternatives to just full-time retirement. I know it can be a little daunting for individuals. And if you have any questions, we're here in the Traverse City office to maybe walk through those things for you, maybe develop a plan and see if maybe there is some income needs that you might need to fully retire. So there are many alternatives to full-time retirement, and we're happy to talk to you in the Traverse City office upon these things. So the key is that work-life balance, and if you're feeling fully fulfilled.